I mean, I'm still having to copy paste my stuff everywhere,
Yeah.
but for now. Oh, side note, there's been a fun little bit of EverQuest bug that we found the other day. I don't
Oh,
know if you saw that. We killed
yay.
Dominia, or rather, Chath killed Domi in the middle of a zone.
No.
Yeah, we found out that there's one of my swashbucklers buffs, Pirate's
Yeah.
Perception. Um, why every time Chath casts Nightmare or Maelstrom, the heal effect could proc Pirate's Perception on people for around 80 million damage or so. And poor Dami,
What?
poor Dami was out of the group the least geared. And we were pulling a shit
Oh.
ton, like a remarkable shit ton of of mobs. So every now and then one would tag her, and she'd drop like a rock, and we're like, "What the hell is killing Dami?" And
Oh
apparently,
no.
Chaff
Bad.
was.
Oopsie.
We looked at the damage later, and I about died. Like, yes, awesome. The swash and the healer killed the other healer. Wahaha.
Yeah. I'm gonna. Do you mind if I stream too?
Yeah, no, go for it. Go
Okay.
for it.
Because if we make any gold, I want to copy it so I can keep it later.
Exactly.
Like the sketches and good stuff. Okay. Uh.
Oh yeah, 100%. I tend to hoard my sketches and everything.
Ask my husband about my giant bucket in the garage that's filled with sketchbooks.
I don't even need to show off sketchbooks or
Yeah.
anything. I just need to show how full my current hard drives are. And
Yeah.
that's
That
really
too.
all people like. You know how bad my bags are in EverQuest?
Same.
Imagine that in hard drive form.
Oh, hard same. Let me tell you.
Like here are on screen right now. I got a couple of them here. You can't see anything that's like gonna be you can use it. I have 5 drives. Most of them are full.
Yeah.
That local
Yep.
disk in particular is 1.6 gigs free. So we're kind of
Yeah.
redlining that, and that's after I got rid of my like I emptied out my recycle bin and all that. So
Oh God in heaven.
yeah,
I've been
it's
there.
been a bit.
I have been there. Trust me.
The video
It,
files are especially rough.
yeah, none of it's gonna be good. No, 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 no.
It's
Let's see.
especially bad when you realize that I've already filled half of the terabyte drive that I just got, and like
Well, see, so I
I'm
don't do a
two
lot of
thirds of the
digital
way
painting.
through the 2 terabyte drive.
I
Though
don't
that
do
one's got mostly
digital
games on
painting
it.
so much, so I can't really get file sizes like that
Hi,
big. But
Gwynny. Say hi,
yeah.
Gwynny.
Hi, Gwynny. What it do?
And yes, I know I have to move more off of my C drive. It's currently a problem with. Funny enough, it's my iCloud that's doing it because it backs up onto my C drive, so I can use stuff locally. I tend to transfer
Oh.
from one to the other, um, which wasn't a problem when I was just using the free account. But then I upped to the paid account of iCloud, and the paid account is a little bit more than I thought it was going to be as far as
Is
space goes, and it
what's
just filled my hard drive. I still don't have it all on. It limited after a point, like even Windows was like, "Look, we need resources to run your shit, so stop."
oh no.
So yeah, it's
Okay.
it's bad.
I feel like yeah, I feel like it'll be alright. It'll work out. And okay, yes, I am sure I want to start the stream. Why would you ask me that? Because it's very
Oh, I've already
nice.
started. We're already here. We're already live.
Well, I had to load up
Also, hi D.
OBS. Yeah. Hi.
And yeah, I need
Uh,
to change it to save to a different drive.
let's see
Windows does
here.
not play well with iCloud, and I think it's both of their faults. I think they're both doing it. And yeah, I do have a lot of performance issues. The only saving grace that I don't tend to have a ton of slowdown in part because I'm carrying a ridiculous amount of RAM. So at least my short memory is okay. So it's not relying as much on my hard drive to like pull stuff from. I can have more saved. Without going into how computers work, it's hard for me to explain this. Anyway, all that matters is I have a
There we go.
shit ton of RAM because I want things to still be zippy despite my organizational issues. My computer is years and years and years worth of work that I am terrified of accidentally overwriting the right one.
Oh yeah, yeah. I saved like 15 copies of everything that I'm doing, so
Yeah.
super get that. Super get that.
Yep.
Okay, we're streaming, everybody. Hey,
Yeah,
what's going
right?
on? It's your girl. I'm here with Nadaj.
Hi.
Nadaj is amazing forever times a million, and
Your
I'm
resident
here.
bard and art person.
Yeah, and I'm here with myself. I'm okay.
Also, thank you
Uh,
for that link.
you're you're welcome. Let's see here. We're gonna start trying to do EQ2 shit for Donjons y Dragons or Dung Dungs a Dun Dun and Dungos and stuff. So just this is just like we're gonna try to recreate maps from EQ2. Um, do let's go ahead and ask Obsidian, who should totally join us in chat if she can,
She should.
um, to uh, tell us what part of Freeport uh, she would like us to start with, because I can find the maps and
Yeah,
place them
there's
in
a
here.
question. Should we do the entirety of Freeport on one map? Or should we, like, so it's like an idea of Freeport, but done on a single map so you don't have to switch out maps every time? Or do
I
we want
would
to do districts?
honestly, I would think. Okay, first off, I would do one for each individual one of the slums. So like Temple Street, Big Ben, and stuff.
Yeah,
One
I agree
each
with
of
that.
those. For Freeport, the way that it used to be, where Freeport was divided into 4 sections, and so we'd have a West Freeport map, we'd have an East Freeport map, South and North, that kind of thing.
Okay, okay.
That's what I was thinking. So, uh,
D, you
I
got any,
what's a VTT? Am I losing my mind? What's a VTT? Virtual tabletop. That's what it. Okay. Yep. I got it just before she said it.
a 5 megabyte size? That's okay. So, worst case, if we end up going over the 5 megs, which I have a distinct feeling we're going to go over the 5 megs right off the bat,
Yeah.
um, we can always like, save it to a smaller size. So we can downscale it to the point where it'll be okay.
Oh yeah, and so I save everything as PNG.
Yeah.
So if I need to, I can make a really nice JPEG with like
Yeah.
very little shit to it.
Yep.
Like little crusties and stuff. So
We're gonna paint pretty big too, so
yeah,
we'll be able to
yeah.
size down if needed to. I wanted a want on my list was the ability to actually physically print these if I wanted to do
Oh
one
yeah. There
from
you go.
there. So we're gonna start big and scale down until we can actually get to a
Exactly.
size that the VTT will like.
So Obsidian, which area of Freeport would you like us to do first? The world is your. I would say oyster, but I don't
Or
really like those. World's your
alternately,
clam.
if you want, we can do like Neriak or Kelethin or
Exactly.
something to that extent.
Happy fairyland where like everybody cries at rainbows.
That right there.
Yeah. Oh, Timorous Deep and Gorwin?
Tim
Okay.
Tim Deep and Gorowin. Of course, you picked
Somebody
the vertical
wants.
one. You hate us,
Yeah, that's it. Somebody was gonna destroy us. That thing is like
right?
a layer cake.
Well, that's actually how we're gonna end up drawing it too.
Okay.
We'll do multi tiers. So you'd have like
Okay.
floor 1, floor 2, floor 3,
All right. Let's go ahead and do
and we'll do
layers
any
like
other
ogres.
elevation change. We'll just do in like the color of the map and the shading and everything like that. So we can make it look more like it's multi tiered more than it is with the art. But
Okay.
as far as the actual function, it's only 3 floors just for simplification's sake.
Okay, so I've got here the. I'm looking on EQ2 maps, and Goroin map here.
How much of Gorwin and how much of the rest of Tim Deep do you need? Do you need like the outside adventure-y stuff too? Or is that stuff that you don't want us to deal with? For anybody watching, we're asking Dee here because she is going to be leading us through this. She's our
We're making
GM.
assets
That.
specifically for D.
Yep.
Shit. This doesn't let you resize things, and it makes me sad.
Oh, that's so aggravating.
Yeah. 2 columns. Okay, whatever.
Well, I can zoom in at least.
Yeah,
Wee.
because
No,
like
this lets you
if we did it like
resize.
this,
Hold on.
you can resize that.
Yeah.
Let me.
I think you
How do?
just combined it with your other. Yeah, you have it on the same layer as your doodle zone.
Oh, but no. What I mean is I can move it, but I can't
Oh,
like
okay.
resize the corners of the map that I posted because sometimes I like to blow things up like
Yeah.
higher than it is.
Go down to on the right hand side. Go down to the fourth one down.
1, 2, 3, 4.
See the one with handles?
Handles.
Uh,
1, 2, 3, 4.
watch my screen.
Oh!
Yeah, this one.
Oh!
Yeah, that's your skill
Holy
tree.
free! Ah, yeah,
Present.
yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Okay. That was my problem the whole time. Okay.
It's her
And
fault. It's
yeah,
all
it
Doodle's
is. It
fault.
really is. That's all it was. It's just okay. We'll put it to multiply,
Yes.
and then I'm gonna crank this up as large as I can here. Let me zoom back out again. Oh, I love that you can zoom in and out with your mouse wheel.
I see.
Goodness.
I'm pinching to zoom, and I'm spoiled with this.
Oh yeah, like this is for me. This is heaven on earth. I'm using my mouse here. Okay, so let's just put this out as far as we possibly can. And what I think we might need to do first, let's go ahead and hide the doodle zones for now. Okay. We'll lock that layer. Let's go ahead and knock the opacity down so we don't have that contrast on our sketches are fighting for it. All right, so that's there. This is what is this one? Is this my doodle zone?
The one that's on the right hand side is mine. So that one.
Oh, okay,
I just
okay,
say
okay.
it's mine.
And then
Yours is. I can't see yours for some reason.
yeah, I don't have it. I don't know where it went. I'll just remake one. I don't care. Let's get rid of that. And then new layer, rectangle. So it's color. I don't care. Whatever. It's cool. There.
Also, I think you deleted our grid.
Son of a biscuit. Let's undo that. Okay. Okay, so this was the
All right.
dots. Let's do what we don't really normally do is name our fucking layers because like
Yes, we should totally name our layers.
dots JFC. Let's see. Oh, I pasted it. I forgot. I made the doodle zone one where the map was. Grow in. Okay, I just gotta put this one here and then this one. I make a new doodle zone. Because why the hell not?
There.
Yes. And then
My doodle board has been properly documented.
yeah. There's
So
mine.
yeah. Okay, good. All we
Okay.
really need is Gorwin
Okay.
and the docks
So
into the city.
yeah. So what we can do first is outline it. I'll up the opacity just a little bit on that guy.
Honestly, we don't even need to keep exactly 2. 'Cause,
That's true.
we kind of want to simplify it anyway.
Yeah.
So with this one,
If we don't do it like
Yeah,
completely
we could have a base.
1-1.
We could have. I need to actually have my brush up. That would help.
So we'll go ahead and put
We
like
can start
this.
with the same base shape of like kind of this weird shaped chasm. And then on each layer, we spring off a couple of the buildings.
Okay.
Like each. So we each start with the same center bit here. And then kind of
Okay,
build up our
yeah,
layer.
yeah. Okay. Uh let's go ahead and just put a new layer here. Um
That way the grid will work a little bit nicer with some
so
of the curvy
basically like
shapes. Yeah.
yeah, like
And we'll go around and properly like trim it towards some of the dots a little bit more. Like we'll connect the dots a bit more so it's cleaner. But yeah, for the
yeah.
most part,
We will refucculate it. It'll be fine.
that.
me You know what I also love? I know you don't use Photoshop very often, but all the Photoshop commands are here, like to make the brush bigger and smaller on a keyboard. You use the open bracket, close bracket, and I'm just so happy that I can use that because I use those all the time. They're so amazing and fun.
You know what I'm happy with? What I'm happy with is right now I'm using what is essentially like, it's a program for a computer, you'd think, but my
Yeah.
pinch to zoom still works fine.
Ooh.
My touch controls are still fine, and it picks up the Apple Pencil just fine. So I'm happy.
Yeah, you
It
gotta
plays
take
well.
your victories where you can get them. So that's the first. It's not the first floor, I guess. That's the third floor, I believe, the top floor. Uh, it doesn't really let you do that.
hmm. What's up?
Gorowin. So, you know how there's 3 floors to Gorowin, right? Well, I don't know how to get this to show up on. I'm looking for the map for the second layer. So, but I guess we'll just worry about that after. We can always go in game and get it, so it's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
I make a big deal out of everything before I need to make a big deal out of everything. Okay.
We can
So this is
also, a lot of this is going to be us simplifying and making it up because this thing is way more than just the normal 3 floors that we have.
yeah,
And we don't necessarily need to have the 8 bajillion little guys that are actually in Gorowin. We're just kind of going for like a reasonable facsimile of Gorowin.
yeah,
So, like,
yeah.
what would we need to have in Gorowin to make it Gorowin?
So these platforms over the water, like with that's kind of how it gets to
Yeah.
where you need it to be.
So clearly we need the platforms. What kind of places do we need? Do we need um
Mailboxes, armor, because you can see the icons
yeah.
through it where
Yeah,
all
so
the beds and stuff are. And,
we're going to make sure that we have a spot for mail, I have a spot for armor and weapons.
okay, let's try.
We're going to
Let's
have
try.
a I'm assuming a general store shop or whatever.
Yeah, there's merchants like right over here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start making connect the dots. Um, let's make it. What is it? The opacity.
Where is the there it is. We should size down the thing just a touch cuz she wanted the docks too, and this does not include the docks. And the docks are over in this area right over here. Or it
Oh
should
wait.
be over that way.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll size it down here.
Just a touch.
Let's get rid of this one.
It just needs like maybe a couple more spaces, I think, on that side.
Delete layer, and then. Yes, I know the layer's locked. Yeah, just unlock it. Know what I want. That's all. That's all I ask. That's all we're asking for. That's all we're asking for. So
There's travel. Um,
What about this for the size?
They don't have a king. What do they have? They have a whatever parser or something like that. What is it called?
Parser, yeah, a bioparser or some tertiary. There's the primaries, tertiaries, and secondaries, or secondaries and tertiaries. One, two,
I got what
three.
you mean. All right, so we need like primary spot because that's probably going to be.
The inn rooms, the guild hall. Um,
We don't necessarily have to have all the houses, but we should at least have doors and stuff saying that yes,
yeah,
there's
or
house here.
at least say it's this area where this thing is. Let's see. So this one is the
It's
lower tenement.
Gorwin, Gwynny.
It's the lower tenements, and then
That's actually perfect. We could have a lower, middle, and upper tenements
just
for the
have them all in
maps.
the same area. Yeah, because I think that's how it is. There's terrace standards, upper tenements, lower tenements. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, there's upper and lower. So I guess there's 2 layers. I guess. Jiminy Christmas, why'd they have to make this thing just like this? Like, come on. Y'all? Y'all?
It'll be okay. It'll be okay.
I'm dying. Okay. Um, the
They do
portal
have those
stringer.
weird little pools too, so we're gonna do the
Yeah,
time.
the one right in the center is the big
Yeah.
giant stinky pool, which is like, good job, guys. Fantastic place for a place to live. It smells like farts. Okay. There any more tenement areas? No. So the tenement areas are basically. We'll go ahead and bring out the magic of color and make it a layer. And this is all just
I don't
tenements.
know. I don't think it's an active volcano. There's no lava.
Well, it is if
Or
so. It is
it
there
might
is
be
seismic
active but
activity.
dormant, maybe?
This is all like a hot spring. This right here in the middle is
Yeah.
a hot spring, basically. So
Yeah, I know that there's steam all over the place.
yeah. So I don't know about the volcano status or if it's
If this is an
if it
active
used to be.
volcano, then they officially have the stupidest place to build a city ever.
Well,
Is
they are
inside
Sarnac, so oh, dig it,
inside
Sarnac.
an
Oh,
active volcano. I would at least like to think that maybe it's dormant.
Ixar.
Maybe a little active, maybe not dead, but I don't know. I have no idea. It's a good question though.
Um, I really. This is like I'm just gonna put like a potion bottle here for the potion masters. Um, let me see what are those fucking books for? Let's see. And I'm sorry in advance if I'm cussing too much.
Oh,
Just
you're fine. You're fine.
okay.
Uh,
Scribe.
which
Oh, okay.
D?
Sorry.
What else do we need in here other than the pools? We've got travel. That's gonna be the docks down there. I'm gonna take the dashboard and drop the opacity so I can kind of see around it.
Let me see where the primary is here. Does it tell me here?
All right. So if I was to have to doodle out some dock areas, Let's make some platforms over here that look vaguely dock-like. These are not going to be accurate.
Yeah.
They are designed mostly to just walk around in and have a dock.
I am kind of sad that I have not taken the time to learn the names of the things in Gorowin in all the years I've been playing, but unfortunately, I just don't really care about Gorowin. Sorry, it had to be said. But there's lots of different. There's lots of neat stuff here. Like, okay, so I think this is called the Assembly of Gorowin. I think this is supposed to be uh where you go to see the primary. um
I'm trying to open up the space too so we don't. Because we gotta have like room to walk around and stuff.
yeah.
More so than what we need in game.
So let me just say here, there's the that's where the prime. I think this is, what do they call it? The Assembly of Gorowin, which is the entrance. But I don't know.
Tap, tap, tap.
Yes, yeah, that's. Um. No, I don't mean Goron leader. This isn't Zelda. I searched for Gorowin leader. EQ2. They kind of just vomited Gorowin at us and didn't give us too much lore.
I
Um,
don't remember when they introduced. Well, I wasn't here when they first introduced it.
Ruins
I
of Konark.
I came at ROK, but
Yeah,
that was when I first started, and the expansion had already started, so it wasn't new to me because everything was new to me. You know.
yeah. Nah, I get you on that.
Anyway,
Yeah,
what are you thinking about that so far?
that is perfect. And the fact that you can make straight lines way better than I can is breathtaking, and
It's
I
the iPad.
appreciate that.
It's a lot of the
Oh,
iPad. It's because I can draw directly on the screen, and I'm got my face right next to it, and I can really blow it up.
oh my God, it's great. All right, so let's go ahead and try to capture some of the little details in this. Um,
Oh yeah, definitely. So this I would say is like this is the first floor because it's got the docks on it. So I'm gonna
yeah.
label that as such,
Okay.
and then we'll do another layer for second floor, another one for third.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, I don't care if we just copy paste this layout for the other two floors. If anybody wants to say something about that, like, they want to, do fights, um, we can just destroy them. So
Well,
it's fine.
here's what you do: you copy paste it, and then you just erase out the stuff that doesn't matter,
Yeah,
and you just
yeah,
edit it a little bit.
yeah. That's cooking with gas right there. All right, there you go.
So, I forgot what I was doing.
I'm getting started on the. This is a cave entrance here, so I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna put an arrow going in, because this is where like the guild hall is and all that stuff.
And we will. copy. And this will be the third floor.
Oh boy, the jank factor is high on there. Oh, sweet. Me changing the size of all my brushes.
That
Crap.
honestly looks more like when I was trying to draw a straight line with my Wacom tablet versus the
Hey, guess
iPad.
what I'm using?
Bleh.
That's what I'm using
I
right
don't know
now.
what it is. Like, I didn't think that my Wacom tablet would still feel this bad and floaty this many years down the road. But,
I've got the
mm-mm.
stabilizer up so far right now. It's kind of ridiculous how much it needs to be stabilized because it's just. I mean, it should work a lot better than this. Samsung bought the company, and I just feel like they should have done something more with it by now. But I guess if it doesn't work with the Samsung Galaxy, I
Wait,
don't know.
Samsung bought Wacom? Or
Yes.
Wacom? I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I have a so my phone, I
Rip
have a
Wacom?
Note I have a Note 10. Yeah. So it comes they don't do it anymore cuz now once they did the thing and then they stopped doing it, but I have a basically a Wacom tablet pen in the bottom that you like click and it pops out and then you can draw with it or you can write notes or whatever. They weren't thinking of the artist so much as they were the businessman on the go who needs to write down notes on the fly. Uh, but I use that for everything. It's the best phone that I've ever had, and they stopped putting styluses in them now. So now I can't. If I ever get rid of this phone, I can't draw on them again. So
They got rid of the styluses in the notes. Wasn't that like
yep,
the point of the note?
yep. They don't make notes anymore. They don't make the Note brand anymore. They just
Oh,
they- they're like, okay, bye. It's
that's
like, we're
sad.
just gonna go to this weird friggin' phone that folds up for some reason. Like, that's all I need is a phone that I can put in the washing machine because I forget about it. It's like, come on,
As much as Apple deserves a lot of,
poop. Yeah.
yeah, they deserve a lot of the crap that they get for questionable stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but at the same time, they do make a decently sturdy phone. Like, if
Oh
you're
yeah.
not stupid with them, like, because of course they're glass backed phones and whatever. So if you drop kick them, yes, they're going to break. But I've got one on. I've got a case on my phone.
Yeah.
I don't notice as much slowdown, honestly, as much as I did on my old notes. I used to be heavy into the note line up until they started exploding on airlines, that kind of thing. Uh,
Yeah. That was the Note 7, I think.
yep.
Yeah.
And that was officially when I jumped shift on the note line and went. I did not originally go iPhone. I tried to stick Android and went Moto for a while there, and then switched to iPhone when the 10 came out.
Yeah.
And I will admit, like, I kept that 10 longer than I thought I was going to.
I've had this. I'm going on 3 years with it now, and I've just I adore it. It's tiny, and yeah, maybe I can't really draw too well with it because it's a smaller screen than I'm used to. But I can draw on it, and when I'm in the freaking doctor's office or something like that, I don't have to suffer that like sit there and do
Right.
nothing. Well, I could just pop that out and just start drawing. Um, but
Funny enough,
the
they have Procreate now for my iPhone, and unfortunately, they won't release a patch or anything that will just give me the stupid pencil on my iPhone. It would be great. Uh,
uh,
so I actually bought like a cheap stylus that I could doodle with for that
yeah,
reason, and then I'll just finish it on a bigger piece if I need to.
that's usually
My
that's
iPad
my
gets
art
carried with
style
me all the
now.
time now.
My art style is I draw it on a different piece of technology than where it ends up.
Yep.
And I mean, I'll use so for drawing on my phone, I use Ibis Paint, and it sucks, but it's not terrible. It's like the best of the free shit that you can get out there. Um, and I mean, you can't complain. You get this you get this for free basically.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I'll sit there in the waiting room, and my doctor has a habit of like, okay, be here at like 2:45, and then you wait in the waiting room for like 473 hours. I wish I was exaggerating, but yeah, so I'll be able to finish like an entire sketch and clean it up in the time that it takes me to do that, and then I bring it home, put it into Photoshop, and then I start work on it, and it is so nice to be able to do that, and it's able to fit in my pocket. I don't have to carry a huge tablet around. I miss that. I miss like them taking care of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Just pay attention to us, damn it. Senpai, notice us, damn it.
Mm.
God, the lines are such jank. I'm so ashamed of these lines.
That's all right. Today's a plan day. Remember? We're just
Yes.
planning out where these things are going. I right
Now,
now I'm editing the. This is the top layer that I'm doing right now.
okay.
So I'm just making it look different, and I'm kind of shrinking it a little bit because it's the top layer of a volcano, you know.
Yeah.
So ideally, they should get a little smaller.
Now, I wish this was like
In fact, that middle
il-
section there should be on the.
if this was Adobe Illustrator, then I could totally just like do this in 10 seconds. Feels like um I
Yes.
just it bothers me that I can't do vector stuff sometimes. Come on.
That is like the one thing that I will say I keep still from Adobe is Illustrator,
Yeah.
especially since the mobile version of it, the iPad version, doesn't suck. I really wish it sucked. I really do. I wish I could drag them for
Yeah.
that program, being like, "Where's all my money going after all this point?"
I learned Illustrator on Illustrator 4, not CS4, uh
Oh,
4.
oh yeah, I remember. I taught Photoshop to myself. Photoshop 7
Yes,
was when I started
yeah,
with.
that's what I started on. Yeah.
And you
I
know,
loved it.
as much as Adobe wants to complain about people pirating their stuff, I could not afford their prices in 8th grade. So, yep, I pirated their stuff. But I
Go
know
for
how
it.
to use their stuff. Like,
Listen,
as
okay,
much as they complain about it, like, you know what you did? You let somebody train themselves on your product.
I have no problem whatsoever if people rip off Adobe, because they're just the program that they have still doesn't work the way that it should work in 2022, the year of our dark lord Satan. I
Hey,
just oh my god, like I get so many crashes, RAM errors. I've gotten like it will delete my preferences and then delete absolutely everything that I've done. It just gets so many problems. It's like if you just want it's janky software. If somebody wants to rip it off, freaking rip it off. They're making enough money. They've got everything. I don't know. I'm just angry and drawing and ranting, but I hate them. They just drive me nuts. I hate that I love Illustrator as much as I do.
it drove me crazy when at one point I tried to cancel my Adobe.
You don't do
Because
that.
at the time I couldn't afford it. I was in college.
Yeah.
It was coming down to I either pay for Adobe or I eat, and they tried charging me like $200 to cancel. They were like, "Nope, you have to pay up the rest of the year." What?
They did that to me too.
But they just auto renew it from then on. So if you don't catch them that month, if you forget what month,
Hmm.
another gripe that I have about everything going subscription based, like it is meant to prey on people who have issues with like cognitive function
Uh huh.
and people who just like cannot remember when all these different little things are pinging them.
That's what they prey on.
They hope that you will forget and get locked in,
And
and
that's
then
yeah,
be so desperate eventually to get out.
that
Yeah,
is the business
rant.
model that everybody seems to be using these days. And I'll tell you, for instance, on Wells Fargo, we had Wells Fargo when we lived out west, and they were really good at not depositing husband's check until after our bills were paid. So, for instance, we would pay the bill because we had the money. We knew we had the money. We paid the bill, and then they would not deposit it, and so we would get late. We would get NSF fees, and every time you got an NSF fee, it was $35. And we kept getting $35, $35, $35, $35. We probably paid $2,000 in overdraft fees in 1 year, and I just that's how they do it.
Yep.
And that's what they're doing with Adobe now. Like they're making it so you've got no choice. Like you can't get out of it if you're stuck into a contract kind of thing. It's just eh, eh.
It is one
Ah,
million percent not my favorite.
yeah,
Which is again why I will champion Procreate till the end because it was
yeah,
costing me $20 one time, and they've given me free updates since.
yeah,
4
yeah,
years later, I'm still getting free updates. I will take that,
yep.
and they still go
Honestly,
by that model.
I don't have a problem with. It used to be like, okay, well, if you don't use Photoshop, you don't get a job. Well, I have Photoshop and I still don't get a job doing that shit. So whatever. I'm gonna use whatever software comes my way that works, and I'm not gonna like chain myself to that. Oh, it's an industry standard. It's like my
It's
butt's an
like,
industry standard. Okay, leave
yeah,
me alone.
every time someone says but it's an industry standard, I'm like, yeah. And at one point, it wasn't an industry standard, and we
Yeah, it was the
made
only
it.
game in town. That's the only reason it was the industry standard.
Yeah, like
Like you
once upon
couldn't
a time, you
do
could buy
this.
the software just wholesale. Like, what happened to that? What happened to
Yeah.
owning the software?
Yep. And like, God, so
So yeah,
much anger. So much
so much
anger.
anger, mostly towards Adobe. Though honestly,
Yeah.
not even just them. Okay, so minor rant with Autodesk, also
Yep.
doing the
Them too.
same thing with 3ds Max and Maya, only worse because
Oh,
it is. Guess how much a year it is for
$200. I want to say.
Oh, that's cute. That's for it's $200 a year if you pay it up front for the version of 3ds Max that's meant for indie game development. Like it doesn't have a renderer built into it. It is just there for modeling, which is okay. That's okay. Honestly, that's the one that I use. It works
Yeah.
just like Maya. It just doesn't have the renderer in it. Um,
Oh my God.
but no, the actual full version of Maya is $1,600.
Oh.
16,
Oh.
14, 16. One was 14, one was 16 between Maya and Max, if I remember
Oh.
right.
Let me have a good old chortle. Cause no.
Yeah, yeah. At that point, I'm like, wow, you guys want about as much as Minnie wanted for my car when I was paying that
I
off.
know,
Like,
right? Like, okay, so are you able to use like Blender, or is that like inferior? Because I know.
so it's not so much that it's inferior, it's that the programs are very specific to the actual software. So a lot of the companies want you to know a specific software. Kind of like how,
Yeah, yeah,
yes, you
I
can
had that.
say, oh, I know Krita, but people are gonna still want to see Photoshop on your reference or
Yeah,
on your lists of shit that you can do. Um,
yeah.
because they don't want to train you how to use the software, and they don't want you to take 6 weeks or a month or whatever, however long it takes you to learn it after the fact of getting the job.
Yeah.
So like, I get that, but
At the same time, it's not very good for like productivity. I think if you can find something that will do basically the same deal for cheap, that you don't have to like pay $200 for a license for or whatever. I mean, and you can get the job done. I think that should be just fine. But forcing someone into a program, it's just like, oh god, it's so annoying. I just can't take it. Being beholden to a company. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
What?
Ah! Check this out. Okay, I didn't know I could hold the shift button down to make nice crisp lines instead of the Jankmaster 9000 ones that I did.
Oh, I didn't know that you could do that either.
Oh, I want to do a commit of murder.
As nice as Wacom stuff is, and I will admit, like, some of it just feels good. There, I still feel like there's no getting around that you're just gonna draw better on a screen than you are on
Mm-hmm.
like looking in one section and drawing in another.
Yep.
Like, and I used to
Yep.
be pretty decent at it. I did a lot of painting doing that with the old-fashioned style, not like having to look in a different space. And outside of the fact that it's just harder in general. I don't know.
Yep.
I get
I
way cleaner lines this way.
I would love to have a Cintiq. Um, like all the people that I know that do professional level art for like on streaming and stuff, they have one of those. Like I follow Rubber Ross on Twitch and
Yeah.
YouTube, and he's got one of those things, and it looks so amazing to be able to just like imagine something and be able to just doodle it out on your screen. Like I've been wanting to do that since I was a kid in the 80s. Like I want this
You
more
has
than
an
anything.
iPad. Go get it fixed. Make your
Yeah,
dreams come true.
I know. It's just like it's the replacement is really expensive.
I know.
Yeah. Otherwise, I
It's easier said than done being like, just go get this expensive thing of material.
why don't you just like have more money? Like
Right.
why don't you just like fucking go out there and get money? Like what's going on? Like if crack dealers can do it, you can do it. Go fucking get more money. Like, bitch. Go.
Right.
That's how it feels sometimes. It's just like I know. I'm trying. I'm out here doing my best.
Well, good news is that will help quite a bit.
Yeah, it will. Oh god, look how much cleaner the other side is in comparison. Hot diggity dang. Alright. Uh we'll just do this side here.
Because, of course, Score 1 has to have those weird ass angles everywhere.
Yeah.
Which fits so great on a grid. This is where Hex would come in so handy.
I know. All those angles.
I'm also trying
Oh.
to figure out how to. You know, they've got those big awning things?
Yep,
I'm
the
trying to figure
overhangs.
out how to put those on without making it look weird when you step on them. Because, like, if I just draw it without the roof portion, it just looks like a bunch of little stumps. Unless I shade it. I guess I could shade it. Make
Yeah.
it look like there's an overhang there.
But this is just the sketch for now. We can do the super details later, but yeah, I get you. Uh Jiminy Christmas. This is just getting ridiculous.
Oh yeah, I knocked a whole portion off of the dock, so
Yeah.
yeah. Because there's not a whole lot up there, and you can always stick that same NPC somewhere over on this section, and it would still make sense. Because you'd need like
Yeah.
a fisherman. Well, he can go on these docks here just fine.
Yeah, he'd be fine. If he complains, he's fired. Get him out of here. Show him the door.
There.
He doesn't have enough pieces of flair.
There's the pier.
So let's just Oh my god, this is so much easier. Holy shit. I wish Photoshop would do this, but it doesn't, cause, go figure. Uh, let's do this, because I think it looks a little
So I
better.
think the beaches section that you
Yeah?
have up there, that should be on tier 2. Because that one I remember it
Yeah,
exits.
that's upstairs.
Yeah,
That's
that's
upstairs.
upstairs. So
Okay.
that one's going to be a tier 2. The one's the housing section. Did I leave room for it or
I
did I?
think the housing section is up top.
Yes, the housing
Uh,
section should be up top, and I want to make sure that I didn't
yeah, yeah.
block it off, and I didn't. It looks good. Yeah, there's the housing section still. Uh, and this little tiny, right south of the housing section, there's. It's not letting me draw on it. There. There's this section here. What is that?
So, that's what I was thinking about earlier. It's the primary, what do you call it?
That's the Primark or whatever, primary.
I think this is what it is, the Assembly of Garwin. And yeah, there's a leader there, but I don't know who they are. Let me see if I can find it. We've got the. Oh, this is this the healer area? Conservatory of the Reborn. What's this then? The Assembly of Gorwin is north of it.
The
So
Warlord,
that's
or Overlord, rather, is the Layla
okay.
is saying.
Okay, so this is the healer area. The
Okay.
this right here, healing area. This is the assembly. This is we'll put a band-aid. It's a
That
band-aid.
works.
Trust me. It's a band-aid.
Uh,
Uh,
real quick,
yeah.
stream or where can people find you for your stream? Because people are asking
Oh.
on mine.
Okay. Here we go. I'll draw it out here. At Art Chick 79. Oops, gotta move the screen over. There we go. And if you do a follow, I'll just let me know, and I'll give you a shout out and a scream and a cookie
Yeah.
and all that good stuff. So that's my jam right now, currently. There we go. Now it actually looks real. Okay, but yeah. You find me on there. Let me delete that real quick. Oh, yay! Thank you. Thank you for the follow. That was amazing forever. Thank you. I'm sorry. I've seriously lost my mind there for a second. I freaked out. I really need to think about changing the notification. Let's see here. This is the only cookie that I can really do at the moment. There you go. Cookies.
Mr. Sir. Bleh. Layla says Archlord, the militaristic Archlord. Something. We'll figure it out. We
Yeah,
will.
it'll be
Yeah.
fine. Where
Lord
did
something or others. Okay.
the Lord? Did I close the tab? Where the hell am I? Am I not in there anymore? No, it's a different window.
Deep breaths. Deep breaths. Don't worry. Not all is not lost. Okay, and
I
that
am
is the
going
second
to
floor.
lose my shit.
So I got hidden there. The second floor, I have to do some edits to. There's the third.
Oh,
Except for the third floor to make that one different.
thank
Got
you
it.
for that follow.
Awesome follows. I want follows.
Oh
Can I
my
have
god,
follows?
thank you.
I want follows too.
Oh, follow Nadaj the Bard. Put it in here.
Follow
Nadaj
both of
the
us.
Bard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I could just. Oh, yeah, I could do that thing. I forgot in OBS you can just put in freaking text.
Right.
Yeah, that was right there. Please.
This is true, Gwynny.
follow.
You cannot follow me twice.
Oh, I almost wrote Art Chuck 79. That would not have been good.
That is not the same thing, yeah.
I don't know that person, but you don't have underscores in your. It's
Nah.
just Nadaj the Bard.
Oh, yep, all one word.
Okay. And then the most important step, selecting a font. It made it like 260.
Something legible yet extra.
Yeah, exactly. It has to be extra.
Alright, so since this one's the second floor, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the dock, because that shouldn't be on the second floor.
And then, okay. And then,
In fact, we can actually get rid of that whole cutout area.
put that son of a biscuit there. On Angle! Woo! Oh my god! Oh my god, I'm halfway there. Whoa! Living on a prayer.
What you up to?
I got a bunch of followers. I can't remember the number. I think it was 3. But thank you. It's super
Nice.
cool. Yeah. Turns out you could just buy psychological validation.
Right?
Speaking of, I have a banana sticker. So, for the metal.
I have a
Hardcore
very
team.
loving and supporting spouse. And yet, for some
Yes.
reason, I still need the internet's validation.
Yeah, I know. Same. Oh God, what if they don't like me? Well, I mean, I went through high school. I know what that's like. Hey! Ah! I'm way too caffeinated for this. I noticed that I'm just all over.
What is...
We'll go ahead and
Alright, we'll leave that. I'm editing the second floor here. Making it different. While also staying in the constraints of the floor plan that you have laid out.
Yeah, I mean that is completely variable. I'm not married to it or anything. I'm married to my husband. The whole hell.
Well, the next thing is we're gonna take all the different places that you have out, and we're gonna break them onto floors.
Yeah.
Because there are some that belong on certain floors and some that don't. Like this whole section over here. This whole section over here technically doesn't need to be on the floor that I'm drawing right now.
Okay. Yeah, no, I've got
because that's
that.
just on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
first floor, and this is the second one.
That's
So-
perfect.
Actually, this one I can just go ahead and.
It reminds me of the Zelda maps. Like when you get the map, it shows. At least in Link to the Past, you get the floor layouts, and sometimes they overlay each other. And yeah, been playing Link to the Past randomized lately. So I was thinking about that. Let's see. For there.
I am a big Zelda fan, though
God, I love it.
haven't played. I've never played Skyward Sword. I just recently got it for the Switch.
Oh, nice. I love it. I love the aesthetic, and I never played it because I never had a Wii.
I never wanted to play it because I played enough Wii games to know that I hated motion controls.
Yeah.
And now you can turn the motion controls off.
See, I heard that, and I'm like, oh my god. Finally, I get to see them with the big flying chickens, and I love them. And I love Groose because he's an idiot. I love the idiot characters. Oh! Husbando just got home. Hold on a second. I'll be right back.
Yup. I will
Okay.
stall for time. Have at
Okay. Don't let him know. Okay, thanks.
it. See, this section does not need to be here, so I can actually trim this whole section off. So that way it kind of narrows at the top. And it actually looks like it's like going up in height. And I can erase all this. Since, yeah, it did occur to me that we really didn't need to have it that high. Alright. And see, that will make a decent layout. Okay, so I think that is good for there. I could narrow it actually a little bit more on this side. So instead of having this weird outcropping. There. Let's just straighten it there. And I'll make this look more rocky later on. We'll figure out what treatment we want to do with it. Having that layout definitely helped. Alright. Now if I hide the second floor, I can do a double check to make sure that third floor is good. Now this one here, this section needs to stay. Like this section here needs to stay. Follows for everyone! Exciting. And then that one's the third floor, so I think we are good. Let's compare this to the second floor. Honestly, even this, I think I could shrink down. This way everything... We're doing this all in hex... We're doing this all on dot paper, so that way we can make sure that everything is traversable. Like we know that a triangle is not going to be traversable. Like this space here isn't a valid space. But anything
Wow,
square
triangle
is.
hate.
Triangle hate.
Yeah, why is there so much triangle hate going on here?
Because it's not a valid space that you can stand there, as far as I know.
I think triangles are valid.
Are triangles valid?
Yes. I don't know. I'm not really sure about my stance on polygons. I think they're good.
I'm gonna bump this down to here so we can have those
Yeah.
cool little bubble windows on the outsides in the housing area.
Yeah. Yes, I love those windows.
And so I'm gonna actually take this third floor and I'm gonna butt it right up against our housing section. The maps are coming along.
They're really coming along.
The second floor. I think the second floor is good.
Right.
Oh
Get,
no, there's something on the second floor that did need to get done.
let's, still remembering where all these little buttons are on the side here. Ugh.
None of that.
I'm sorry. I didn't sleep well last night. I never do. I'm just like I go till I crash, and then I crash.
That sounds very familiar.
Yeah. Like, wait, let's stay up till like, I don't know, 5 in the morning and not have consequences for it, and then immediate
Right.
consequences.
Immediate consequences.
Yeah.
And then it takes me like a solid week to get my sleep schedule back on track. I feel that so hard.
Wait, what's a sleep schedule? Hey.
It's that thing that the rest of the world really wants me to have, so I'm easier to get a hold of.
you, you want to hear something stupid? When I was I'm gonna say 2022. I was working at Target, and cell phones started becoming a big hit, and they were easily affordable. Everyone had the little Nokia chocolate bar phones and stuff, and I resisted until the very bitter end to get a cell phone because I didn't want people to be able to call me to go into work wherever I was. I said that to my parents. I was like, no way. If I get one of those, like, they're going to call me up at any time of the day and, like, come into work. And I'll be like, no.
Yep, that
Like,
sounds about right.
yeah, that
And funny enough,
bothered
that's
me.
exactly what happens.
Yes, it is.
Increase your productivity. You mean be on call for a job that.
Does not deserve it.
Yeah.
I'm not like, okay, look, I'll work for a company. I don't care. I don't have a problem with that. I'm giving you my time. Take it, leave it, whatever. But my personal time, you don't get that. That's not yours.
I believe definitely in a healthy work life balance where you need to
Yep.
have some time to just de stress. Or at the very least,
Uh-huh.
I should be able to turn my phone off at some point and not have to worry about if a fire happens. I don't
Yeah.
have to deal with it in the until the morning. Like there should be some downtime, and it's sad that we've gotten to the point where we have to kind of like beg for that.
Mhm. Um and the work at home jobs, they're ridiculous. They're overstepping their bounds, and they're trying to be like big corporate, and to the point where like they have software on them that take pictures of you every 3 minutes, and they'll fire you for putting the lens cap on. Like, fuck that shit. Like,
Yeah, no, that
w-
see that is a level of uh
exactly.
getting in my business that I am less okay with.
That is like, it's invasive and not cool, and I hate that that's like the norm now. It's like kind of figured out by now that nobody likes that, and they still keep doing it.
Because it's not about the likes; they don't care. At least
No,
a lot of
no.
those companies that tend to do.
Hi! Oh,
Wrong button.
so-
That's
oh!
right.
I thought I did a thing.
Nope, that was me.
Okay.
Wrong button. It's fine. That's what undo is for.
Yeah, yeah. It's just like, no, I ruined it forever. But yeah, yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you with a noise. um, yeah, but it's just the way that they're getting. They want more and more for less and less pay, and I'm not ready to make that.
I've had a
Uh,
lot of friends go through various layers or levels of burnout
yeah,
recently, and more and more people are realizing that they only have one life. You only have one brain. Don't break it. You know.
yep. And that is a legit thing that you can do. People don't realize that, but you can like harm yourself through
You can
stress and
permanently
like
harm yourself through it. You
yep.
can put yourself in a point of neuroticness that you have a hard time pulling out of for the rest of your life.
You can have heart attacks. It's like long-term consequences. Like husband and I have been through that like where we worked for a company that sold jewelry by television, and you'll never guess what the name of the place was. Anyways, so we worked there as operators. We started going out when we were working there. They did everything in their power they could to keep us like apart from each other, and they just harassed us constantly, and it's like, God. It's like, why do you have to do this
It's
shit?
like, why should you care?
Yeah. It's like that's none of your fucking business. It's like I think he's cute and he's got a butt that just won't quit. So leave me alone. Just shut up.
Hey, it works.
Yeah. Oh my god. That job was ridiculous too. The only cool thing was that you get to see pretty gemstones, but that's it. Yeah, let me tell a famous story about that place.
Hmm.
So Nicholas Cage was one of the customers, and as we all know, Nicholas Cage loves to spend his money on dumb crap, and that's precisely what he did. So he wanted to buy. We sold loose gemstones in bags, um, for like X amount of dollars. You could get like 1,000 gemstones in a bag for like maybe $80 or something. It's for jewelry making and stuff. Well, he bought them to put in a stupid fish tank,
Uh,
and
Before we get it too further in,
oh yeah,
drop the opacity of yours
yes,
uh, a little bit. I'm gonna add the floors that are supposed to be on one, two, and three. I'm gonna
hmm
outline over yours onto my layout, so we'll have them all
cool
broken up.
beans, done and done. Yes.
Sweet.
Oh, yeah,
You know what I mean?
yes, yes,
And you're
yes,
you're gonna help
yes.
me make some decisions on some of these, but continue for now.
Oh, sorry. Oh, okay. So Nicolas Cage bought a bunch of these loose gemstones, and he puts them in his fish tank. Well, one of his fish ate one of the gemstones and freaking died because, duh, you put freaking gemstones in your freaking fish tank, and they're like, oh, it's shiny food, And so he got so pissed off that he called us and made us sort out a bag with only ones that were too big for his fish to eat, and they made him a custom bag of gemstones for his fish tank. It's just like,
Wow.
what in the hell? It's just like, what's going on? Why are you people like this? I don't understand.
Man, you're typing like mad.
Oh yeah, well I did an AH, so it's ha 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 ha
Ah.
ha. Uh, Shiggity schwa.
You can continue adding to that the thing that you have, by the way. Your layout.
Oh yeah. That's
Yeah.
fine. No problem. I can see
I was just
everything.
letting you know that like you can totally keep adding to it. I just needed it slightly less so I could see my lines better over it
Sure, sure. Do
and
you
what I
want me to
haven't have done.
Do you want me to outline the little these effing things, the little platformy deals, or for instance, the overhang things here? See what I mean? Like
Uh,
you.
yeah.
Okay.
So I think what we should do with these is figure out which ones are just going to be fun art that we put down there, and which of those
Yeah.
are actually going to be like places that they can get to because they don't really need to be on every single platform.
No, no. But I do think that those,
In fact, let's do that. Can you lay out the
yeah,
platforms first and then we'll figure it out? Like,
yeah. Well,
so
what
that
I
they're
can also
walkable
do,
because they have to be at least one wide the whole way up.
what I can also do is, I can make the structures and put it on a different layer, and whatever layer it ends up on, I could just pop it onto that one, and we can merge those two.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Yeah.
yeah.
So it'll just be there. So, but I'll start with the platforms first. Uh, do you want me to do it with from dot to dot, or would you like me to just like draw it like naturally?
Right now I'm going dot to dot, and then we'll go back over top of it and add the fancy stuff to make it look a little less boxy.
Okay, cool beans. Whoops. Ooh.
This way we know that we have the space for everything, and we can widen it if we need to. If we think if we feel crowded here now, it'll be worse
Yeah.
once we add shit.
Yep. Good point. Good point. Let's see.
And then some of this will just be not actually traversable. It's just this is part of the room. You can't actually stand here, but it's here.
You can try to, but you're gonna fall, and like that's on you. I hope you have insurance, so like. Oh no. Oh my god, the holding shift key thing is so nice. Such blessed, clean, crisp lines that I don't have to like make look ridiculous.
Procreate has this thing where you can hold when you draw a line, you just
Mm-hmm.
hold and then you can drag the line to you can like rotate it around that first center
Oh,
point. Um so it makes layouts really nice, especially when you're trying to do like perspective and shit. It's
yeah.
really easy to just toss those lines out.
Do they have that
They
on Android?
unfortunately no, it is just Apple.
Ah.
Yeah.
But I do have Apple's iPad, so
Yeah.
I can at least do that part. But
They also have that, that app you were looking at for the symmetry? Procreate also does that.
oh,
That eye ornament symmetry thing has more selections as far as like how to mirror stuff,
hmm
which is why I'll usually use that for really rough outlines, and then I'll take it back into Procreate and clean it up.
I love that thing so much.
It's fun to monkey with.
Yeah, Husbando got that for me, and I was just so happy. Really appreciate that. Husbando, who's sitting next to me. Hi, I love you. Uh, um, I've been like just it's so relaxing to just dink around and make pretty stuff and just like not think about it too hard. Don't like thinking too hard. Thoughts hurt brain meat is not good. Also, I think I hecked up on that part. Here we go. This is just a little bit silly.
Okay, because I think the only thing in that first floor is really just the path up, right?
Yeah, I mean
It's the
there isn't
docks
anything
and
really
the
down
path
there.
up. Okay, so I will leave a spot for the path up,
Yeah,
which will
so
be right.
technically it's three floors,
Yeah,
but also it's two. So
yeah.
whatever.
The docks is basically on the first floor, and
Yeah.
we can relegate anything like mount stuff or like NPCs or whatever can go down there.
hmm
Like that's for our DM to
Yeah,
flesh that crap out.
this little cave is where you get all the horses and all that stuff. So,
Yes.
all right. Yes, 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 yes. Washes in the harbors. I love Schnibbles, my little idiot. Let's see here. I don't know what that thing is, but whatever.
Speaking of EQ2 and various things, we missed you on raid.
I'm sorry. I'm just I
That's right. We missed you,
just
D, and Ein, so it's not just you. It wasn't
oh
just you.
well we miss you too.
And you're
I
you're
just
not being scolded. I promise. I mean,
oh
we
no, I
miss you.
know, I know. We miss you too. And honestly, I just got the expansion like I want to say a week and a half
Oh,
ago.
that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
We were you were waiting for like holiday money.
Yeah. So I finally got that and um I'm just in the process of going through the main storyline and I have a channeler that I made and I'm learning the ropes of that. Um so hopefully we'll get to that position again. Hopefully.
Well,
Give you
if you need any help, you let us know because we've been doing pretty
thank you.
decent with it,
It's very sweet of you.
and we've been getting people into like heroics and such.
Oh yeah.
They are a little cutthroat for groups right now, so definitely just go spastic and raise your hand in the air and start waving it around,
Oh,
and
that's
we'll
fine.
totally
Yeah,
grab
that's
you.
cool. I have no problem with that.
Mm,
I haven't been on as much because I've been trying to. Well, there's several things that I've been doing.
I don't know why I put all of those boards there. That is not a boardwalk. That is dirt. I think it was just to give me the idea that they were supposed to be. You there? Uh-oh. Mm-mm-mm. Alright, so we have... Selecting the correct thing helps. There to there. That'll be like the start of the ramp. See, that's another one of those, like, where it's... If it looks cramped, it is. Oh, that's weird. Discord just quit on me. So I'll hold that thought for just a moment while I fire that up. Speaking of which, we have not done an ad break, so let's do a short ad break. There we go. So this is where it goes kind of up. Discord, why are you freaking out on me? Discord is just doing bizarre things. Okay. Well, that was fun. Testing, testing. Test, test. Of course it's not working in there. I think Discord may have tried to fix it. I don't know. It either crashed or it tried to update. So we're gonna test this. There. All right. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, welcome back.
Oh, thank you. I think Discord just tried to update on me and then didn't
Oh.
want to log me back in because I forgot like my credentials and stuff. So that was fun.
Oh, lovely. Thank you, Discord. You
Oh yeah,
butt.
always, always great.
Yeah. I was like, uh-oh. I asked Husbando if our internet was out. Because that's usually how it works. Oh.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, at first I thought like, oh well, maybe she had to go AFK or something real quick or talk to the husband or something like that. But apparently,
Yeah.
no.
You went AFK. Inadvertently.
All right. So there's our first ramp, going up from the very beginning parts of it. So if we were to hide your scratch layer for a sec, or your layout layer rather, not your scratch layer. It's not a scratch layer.
You could call it whatever you want to.
So yeah, so that's basically all that floor
Oh, that looks
2 has.
beautiful. That's beautimous.
So yeah, I'm just going over top of yours and cleaning up
Oh,
edges and making sure we can
bless
walk
you.
around.
Bless you forever. That looks fantastic. Oh my gosh.
And then floor 2 is there, which we're still working on.
Nice.
And then floor 3 shrinks down even further to the
Oh
third
my
floor.
gosh. You forever amazing.
So this will
The end.
work. I think this will work.
Yeah, dude. This is totally gonna rock. This is gonna be so great. Everyone's gonna be like, I want to play D&D and EQ2 now.
Oh hell yeah!
We should probably make these like, what do you call it, Creative Commons. So as long as nobody's like selling this crap, they could do whatever they want with it. If you love EQ2 the way that we love pizza, then
So what we
you
need to
can
do
use
is make all the devs fall in love with it.
Yep. Have us make it. It would be really cool if we could just like, yeah, we're the tabletop team. Don't worry about us. We're cool.
Right.
Tabletop team. We play tennis. Yeah. No, ping pong. Some plebeians call it that, but
Mhm.
see, I made stinky lines for the sulfur. Since
Yeah,
it's
I'm
such a
making that
sulfur.
center pool in the middle
Yeah.
like big on the side, but I want to make it still to the point where like you can walk around that entire pool in
Yeah.
game, and I kind of want to keep that. So
Oh
I'm
yeah, yeah,
trying
yeah.
to make it look large while also not like too big to the point where we
Yeah.
can't walk around. And then we'll go up to number 2. So if there's
I
anything on
think
floor 2 that needs to be on that map, start on that.
floor 2. I don't see anything just yet. I think the lighter. I'll tear mine off here. I think these lighter platforms. Shoot.
Can you drop the opacity of the reference image a little bit more? Drop it to like 3% or something like that. We're mostly going off of your drawing at this point,
Yeah, that's true. Uh. Oh shit.
but it's under yours still.
Yeah. Son of a biscuit.
It's all the way at the
Oh, it's
bottom,
because it's
and it's
no,
locked.
no, no. It's locked. That's why I was like, what's going on here? Like, could it just like stop? There we go.
A little more than that. Touch more than that. There we go. Perfect. That works. That works.
Oh, 30%. Okay. We
Yep,
got
that
that.
works.
Okay. All right.
That way I can still see a hint of it, but I'm not trying to fight to see the dark lines.
Yeah. Uh,
You can turn yours back on, by the way.
yeah, I was looking for
Yeah.
this thing because I didn't know what I was doing. Oh, it's extra dark now. Let's bring that down just a smidgen.
I like
Ah,
the little swamp pile there.
yeah, it's just stanky. It's a stanky bit. All right, so this here is the water. My shitty little circle thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
For the most part, like I'm gonna extend it out a touch more because the
Yeah.
platforms block it on the map. So
Yeah, they do.
it's a little bigger on the base. But yeah, I mean you can see what I'm doing. I'm only really
Yeah,
taking
yeah.
it down like 1 extra wide. So you
I'm
can
gonna.
still traverse. You should be able to traverse all the way around that.
Yeah, I'm gonna color it in real quick with the green because it's stinky water. I don't think they have any fresh water in this
What layer are you on?
place. I am on layer 8.
Is that the layer you want to be on?
Probably not. Nope, it isn't.
It seemed like you were drawing on the almost hidden layer.
Yeah, let me go.
It's not hideous,
Go
but
ahead, put that down right there. Put that there. Oh shit. Da 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 da. Undo everything forever. I'm unwell. Uh. Apologies. Here we go. Most disgusting color green ever.
and this is just the areas that you can't actually get out of the pool
Yeah,
because it's not all the way around.
which feels like most of it, to be honest.
It is. There's only like a small section of it that's like beach that you can actually get out of the damn pool.
Where they put the Frostfell tree is like really sad. It's like the saddest of the Frostfell locations.
Oh crud,
'Cause
that's
there's
right.
no room.
There's actually a little bit of a wooden dock that's supposed to be on the first floor too that sticks
Yes,
out. I
yes.
didn't put that in.
It's unforgivable.
Totally, 100%.
How will you repent?
Which we're gonna put right there.
Oh, that's a disgusting shade of green. Okay, do that up here too.
Get rid of the green in the dock area too. Or
Oh, is
the
there?
little. Yeah, there's a weird little outcropping of wood that juts into there.
Oh yeah, I see now. That was not there a few seconds ago. Okay.
Yes, I just added that.
Yeah, it's fine. It's cute. It's so cute.
I'd take it out myself, but you know,
Yeah, I
it's
don't
just
know how we
fast.
can get it so everybody can use the layers. Like, I wish that was a thing. Uh,
It might be that you can't because of how the app works,
yeah,
or the applet works, because it doesn't finalize anything until you like pick your pencil up.
yeah. Oh well. Oops.
Like if you draw something, I don't think I see you actually. Do you see me drawing the line, or do you see it just appear?
I'm so zoomed in. Let's see. Go ahead and draw something.
So if I draw
Yeah,
like
I'm
there,
watching you. I'm watching that line go. But it
hmm,
might be that it saves your path information for a split second, and
that's
then
fair.
when you undo it, that's probably, I don't know. That's what I would have done. But I don't know. I don't know. I just work here. Oh god. I'm so verklempt I could plots. Go.
Oh yeah, that's looking like a good map.
Heck yeah. And then if y'all need me to, I'll take an illustrator and really fix it up.
So do we want to do a full paint over it?
Yeah, we can definitely do that. But I mean for the outlines at least. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The bones of it, so we can paint underneath it. It's just,
Yeah, we could do that.
yeah, I don't know what I'm trying to express, but you get it. I know
Yeah,
you get it.
yeah.
That's all that
We're
matters.
trying to
When
figure out what
words,
style we're going for. So.
yes, when words do not good, you able to pick up. Oh my god in heaven. Okay.
Mm, that's cave opening is a little awkward. I'm gonna mess with that. Because there wasn't an actual brick worth there. There's also so there's a part of video games that you'll see a lot, and that
Hmm.
is these little breaks. Like, see how there's like this block right there?
Yeah.
They do that so that the zone has a chance to load different assets. That's why you see it in every single guild hall. And why
Really?
those? That's also why you tend to have lag right there. Because that is the stuff behind you is vanishing while the stuff in front of you is loading. And that break
Huh.
allows the system to have a second to catch up. So you'll see that a lot in like, well,
Oh
game
my
in
god.
generals, but now you'll never not see them. They'll be with you
Yeah.
forever.
Oh my god. You're so smart. Holy shit. I would never have thought of that. Wow. Huh.
So good news is we don't need that, so I can get rid of it and have
The
it a little
more you
more
know.
open.
The more you know. Ping. Oh my god.
Hmm.
uh, So those, it's so kind of difficult to figure out where the things are on each level.
There. I think that
Um,
works better. I
yeah,
opened up that center spot, so now you have a better.
that looks way nicer.
So this way you have like multiple squares that you can move to.
Yeah, that's way better.
Before it was a little tight.
Yeah, it's trying to go from like 1 to 1 for the geography was not really a great idea on my part.
Oh no, it's alright. If anything, it gives me a good idea of what lines matter to keep the form, and then I'm just
Yeah,
refining what you did. That's all we're really doing,
yeah.
is just doing the next pass over each other's work.
Yes.
Same thing, if there's something that I do that's like, wow, that really bothers me, that's not gonna work, feel free to doodle over it, or
Oh
whatnot.
yeah.
Like, I don't mind.
I guess
It's kind of the fun of this program, is you can kind of just doodle and jot over each other's stuff and be like, no, no, no,
oh
that's
yeah.
not gonna work here.
I guess my thing is that I don't know what I should be doing because of the
Mhm.
like well, first off it's because of the opacity I'm not seeing all the details, but which is fine. That's not a complaint.
Yeah.
I'm just not sure where to
Alright,
proceed. That's
so
always my
from
worst part.
here, let's do floor
Like I could
2.
start
So I
I could
think
start coloring things in if you need me to, like the
actually that'd
wall
be
parts.
great. That'd be great if you could just add
Okay.
base colors. Or no, let's not actually let's not do that because we were gonna clean it up in Illustrator. You said
Yeah, but if I just like so for instance like
I should be. Can you get exact enough in this program to where you can match it in Illustrator and it look okay?
yeah, well, I'm not gonna. Well, so for like this, like if I were to do this and I could make that like lower the opacity on it
Hmm.
enough where I can see the dots.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? But
Hmm.
that's if you want me to or not. If you're not, that's fine. I don't care.
I'm trying to
Doesn't
think of
matter.
what else. I
I
think
think
floor
uh,
2
this
is
doesn't this
next.
floor have the housing?
Yeah, floor 3 has the housing.
Oh, floor 3 has it.
That's
Okay.
floor 3.
Okay. Okay.
Let's do floor 2 next. And I need to figure out where are the paths from here. So from my
Let me
first
give you.
floor,
I'll give you the page that I'm looking at here. Um,
unlock, damn it.
Put it in the
Locking the
stream
first floor.
channel.
The second floor, this will be
Oh,
where it starts.
oh, so there's two little stinky pools. Okay,
Yep,
there's
there's
a
a little one
micro
on the other
stink.
side.
Yeah, I didn't see this micro stink.
I think they're the time worm pools or something. Or no, not time worm. They're shit. I can't remember the names though. The time worm pools are out in the middle of the starter zone.
Yeah, yeah.
I was just recently out there grinding up a ranger.
God, I really want to play a ranger all the way to the end, but
I need to
I've never
stop
been able to.
rolling alts, or I need to stop rolling scouts.
Yeah, me too. Well, for me, it's like all mages. And like way too many healers, wardens and furies. It's like you don't need more than one. Just cause, but I roleplay them, so it's like I gotta use them because I roleplay. So.
I get it. I have multiple bards.
Yeah.
I have so many scouts. It's not even funny.
Oh my god, all my bards are just like they've got a quirk to them. They're silly.
All right, same thing with the so the time worn pools here. Time worn. Now I'm going to just call them the wrong pools.
Time
So
Warner
these,
pools.
yes, these are gonna need a straight path to get to from the entrance.
Okay.
So we have this, and then we have like these pools. And I don't mind if these are a little weird and you can't go
Yeah.
around these.
Yeah, that's
Like
fine.
that's cool. They just need to have a straight shot to the entrance.
Yeah, that's fine. You can go ahead and mark that if you want to. Like,
So we're gonna do. So there's a straight And let's move this pool over a little bit.
No, my immersion.
And same thing with this one. Let's shrink this down a little bit so we've got a couple.
Is Holly erasing something or is she furious with the keyboard? Nope, just changing brush sizes.
I swear I draw as much with my eraser as I do with my brush at this point.
Oh yeah, I mean that's so I trained with charcoal in most of my education, and you can subtract very well with charcoal and a rubber eraser. It's just so much fun to do that. It's just the best.
I say we omit this pool right here.
Okay,
Just because there's not a lot of room there.
yeah, that's fine.
I like your pool.
I'm not in love with it.
Just
Don't
not there.
worry.
It's a nice pool. It's just useless.
Oh no, that's even worse somehow. Yeah, let's put the fart lines there. We don't need to put the fart lines on everything. We know that it smells like farts. That's all we need to know. Goodbye, my love. There. Okay. I've actually, you know
this
what? I
one
think
here.
that is a rock. Actually, you know
What?
that you were telling me that thing that to get the server to catch up to load the
Yeah?
stuff.
Yeah, it's a
That's
rock.
another one now. Now I can't unsee it. What have you done?
Yep. Actually, yeah, you're right. That's a rock on the other side because that
Yep.
comes from the starter zone, and that is to stop that from. Yeah.
Oh my god. Everything's ruined forever now.
It does it in a remarkable amount of the raid zones too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing. Like,
Usually,
okay,
whenever
so
you have the initial transition from outside to inside, that's when
yeah,
you get a lot of it.
that's why they all have that breakwater in the doorway. It's like,
And
well,
that
why don't
is
you
why
just let them run in?
Freeport looks like it's in chunks still with those
Oy
segments
vey.
because it does the same thing. Those walls help the massive zone load because you can't see everything in the zone that way. You can't see for oodles and oodles of space.
I feel like the curtain has been drawn back now, and it's very strange. And that's amazing, though. That's You're right. I won't ever unsee it.
That's also why a lot of times, if somebody has a house or guild hall that consistently crashes people,
Yeah.
it might not just be the amount of items in the house; it's the amount of items in one spot loading in.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Especially
Like
on zone in. If you have a
yeah.
bunch of crap
Especially if you
right
do
at
tables
the
and
first part.
stuff. Yeah. One of the guild halls I have, like they recreated a main street, and I mean they put bars and like little stands and stuff like that there, and it's
One of
like
your
it
stinky
takes.
pools is slightly outside of the lines now. I adjusted.
Oh,
Just one.
this one. Oh, okay. Uh, but yeah, they've got like a bunch of like items by the front of the hall, and like it's pretty,
Okay, so
but
this.
it's a Lagfest 9000, and
Yes.
it sucks.
We had the hardest time trying to get our guild hall to load halfway decent with all the stuff that we have in it. Honestly,
Yeah,
spreading it out helped a lot. So instead, because like a lot of times people are like, well, since I can't decorate the hall evenly because of the item count, I might as well just decorate one portion of it really well.
yeah,
Yeah, well, that can cause oopsie crashing. So once we
yeah.
spread it out a lot, and once we started warning people to not put their graphics up to max in the guild hall, texture
That
in particular, the texture resolution seems to kill people.
one of my characters got irreversibly stuck in there, and I had no idea how to get them out, and I spent like an hour trying to figure out a way to get them out of the guild hall so I could just uh I can't remember what it was that made him keep crashing.
I'm shrinking this little
Whew.
nubbin too.
And I do apologize for all the yawning here, but yeah,
Drink more
She couldn't
caffeine.
get
It's
out.
fine.
She couldn't get out of the hall, and it was, it was whatever. It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. There's fire everywhere. It's fine.
Okay, so this is the. I'm trying to round up some of the corners too so they look a little more like rocks and not just like straight boxes.
Yeah.
While also still looking like valid places that you can stand.
Ah, son of a biscuit. There you go. You, it's a gross color. Green is not a creative color. Da 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 da.
SD is silently sitting over there being like, well, shit, now I have to use the stupid maps they make.
Yeah. She has to use them, or she has to go into the box.
Or face the wrath, yes.
Yeah. Kiki will put her in a box. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Don't think too hard about it.
Okay,
All those smells in there, you don't need to worry about that either. They're probably okay, somewhat.
this isn't exact, but it'll be close enough.
Yeah. Um. Also,
There. That's to the first
way to
floor.
go, me. Okay. If some of the colors are wonky, I apologize in advance.
Oh, you're looking great.
I cheat as much as possible, though.
You can totally cheat. It's not
Yeah.
cheating.
Yeah. That's exactly what I'm trying to like figure out easier ways for me to tell what a color is supposed to be. Okay.
I was trying to very badly explain some weird color theory,
Yeah.
but check out some people who try to paint in black and like they'll start with a black and white image.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a challenge going around that people started with black and white image and they started trying to paint in RGB and were trying to see how close that they could get by guessing how much the levels of red, blue, and yellow were in a picture. So you
Oh
can
God.
so you can actually train yourself to know what a color is going to be like just by eyeballing what one channel is going to be. Like I know if
It's
I
a.
something's really blue, the
I
blue channel
remember
is going to
you
be
were
scribbled
trying to
in.
tell me about that, and I couldn't wrap my skull around it. And
It's
you
easier to
explained
show
it
if
very
I can
well.
like I'm trying to like desperately explain this thing that is way easier to show than it is uh to like
What happened?
tell people exactly what.
Did I mess that up?
What? I don't think so.
Oh no, it opened up in another window. Never mind.
Don't scare me like that. Scare
I
me.
scared myself. Uh, let's see here. First off, let me save this motherfucker because this we're not. Just in case,
Yes.
just save it. I was gonna show apologies. Uh,
Drink more coffee.
no, I'll never go to sleep again.
Yeah, it's
How do
alright.
you,
It's only like 6 o'clock.
you it's gonna kill me if I do that. Let me import before. Why won't it let me do now?
Oh, here's another thing that you can do. We can do like while I'm laying these things out. We need to lay out, uh, sort of like highlight what is on. Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to put that in there when we were talking about it, but now I know why it wasn't important because I yeah. But that's the black and white. That's how I started that illustration. Is I did it all in black and white, and I did it in Ibis Paint, which is like how I got all the brushes going,
Mhm.
and then I take that into Photoshop and then I color it. So that's. But carry on. I apologize.
Actually, post that up real quick.
Oh,
Throw that up real quick. So to show you what I was talking about before, let's say I want that dress to
yeah.
be green.
Okay.
I can not copy the stupid thing.
Here,
I can create
let
a
me
new layer.
I'm gonna give you the layer if I can do that. Leave layer. There
Oh,
we
I
go.
don't even need that layer right now.
Oh.
But
Yeah,
fine,
fine. You can't have it.
I'm claiming it as my own.
No.
Okay,
Oh,
so
see, do not steal.
you can technically go, like, I can paint a lot of blue on top of this
Uh huh.
in a layer. I need a bigger brush because that's going to take forever.
Yeah. Just for example purposes.
Yeah, just for example purposes. I can do that. I can take this to multiply, and I'm sure you've heard like an overlay. I prefer
Yeah.
overlay. Multiply tends to darken it down a
I
bit. It
thank
depends on
you.
what I'm doing.
I do that. Too. Yeah, it varies. It really does vary. Yep.
So if I say I want this to be green, I
Mm-hmm.
can create an entirely different layer. And I can paint this one a bright ass yellow,
Oh,
paint the
channel
yellow
mixing.
over top. Exactly. So you can paint the yellow over top. Make sure it's like a greenish yellow. Like the red yellows
I
tend to fall in more in the orange category and will tend
I
to
will
dull things out.
definitely trust you on that.
And then from this, I can set this thing same thing to there. And then you get a neat green. And you can change how saturated or not it is by changing the amount that you add. So by changing the opacity of my yellow layer, I can make it more bluish teal, or I
Oh,
can make it
wow.
more of like a lime green. Or the same thing with my blue layer. I can desaturate it almost entirely to get a really, really lime green,
Oh, wow.
or I can crank it all the way back up and get more of a teal.
Oh my god. This is so cool. Oh my gosh. So, okay, let me give you a thing here. Teal to me
Hmm.
looks gray.
Okay, okay.
Yellow and blue, like that yellow,
Hmm.
I couldn't really tell. It looks absolutely green to me. I know you
Yeah.
said you used a yellow green. It looks absolutely pure green to me. Um, so,
So
but the
that's one
teal,
thing that this can help with is
yeah,
if you don't know the colors, if you
yeah,
know roughly what color you're working with,
mm,
you can judge. Okay, let's say I have a hard time seeing blues. If it starts looking
okay,
grayer, you know that you have increased blues. So you're
okay.
compensating for your own eyeballs, being like, okay, yes, this looks grayer, but I'm only working in straight blue right now. So I know 100% is as blue as I can see it, even if I can't pick it up with my own eyeballs.
Let me show you here
Like, it's
where.
impossible for you to gray out a color with this without adding, like, black or white or whatnot.
Okay,
Yeah.
this part
Hmm.
here to me is gray,
Yep.
and then this part is an actual green. I can see green here.
Okay.
Green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, and that makes sense, because the lower part has more yellow to it, so it's
Yeah.
reading more of like a yellow-green to me. And the top part
Okay.
is more of like a blue-green. That would be what I would say. I would label that as green, but any bluer, and I would say it was a teal. So that makes sense.
That does make sense. Holy
Uh,
shit.
Another way of showing this, since it seems like you pick up yellows a little bit better. How are you with reds?
um. Okay, so I'll give you my mini palette of my the reds that I can tell are red. Shoot. Let me.
What color does that look like to you?
Oh God, it's next to a green.
Or if this helps, so you can't see it. Because, yeah,
Oh
colors next to each
God.
other will mess up. It's very saturated.
I can't tell if that's a brown or a red.
Um, I would say you're not wrong on both. It's an orangish red to me,
Okay.
but reds and magentas are the least accurate colors that we see from person to person. So, like magenta in my brain. What just happened?
I did that. There-
Okay,
I was looking at a regular red so to like compare it.
okay,
Oh my God, that is such a color.
right. But yeah, same
Wow.
thing with like, let's say I use more of a magenta for my
Yeah.
red layer. If I want it to look more on the orangey side, I would just leave take my magenta layer and crank that down. The more yellow that shows through, the more orange it's going to be.
Oh my God. Okay.
Now this is also how I do my shadows. So
You
as
know,
a
zooming in helps a lot too.
whoop, undo that one. That is not the one to delete. That is.
Yeah. This to me is like a brown red. Uh,
Yeah, that looks brown red to me. It's like a what I'd say a maroon or a burgundy or something like that. It also depends
these.
on where you're looking because
Mm,
it's redder on my iPad. It's a little more on the pinker side on my regular monitors. Not all monitors
yeah.
have quite the same calibration either.
This is like this is an orange to me. Like this would be an orange.
Yeah, to me that's like a
Um,
peachy orange, but it's still orange.
and this too is
That's
an
like
orange.
pumpkin orange. Yeah,
Yeah. Um,
that one's like a bold, bold
what
orange to me.
you had, I feel like it was this.
Yeah.
Was it?
Mm-hmm. It wasn't quite that dark, but it was
Okay.
definitely a little bit of dilution. When you're adding through opacity like that,
Yeah.
the more different colors that you have, like it picks up the color underneath. And this is also why I don't generally shade in straight black and white. I'll use like
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
really dark navy instead.
Oh
Um,
wow, that's cool.
most of your colors are going to blue out a little bit as they get cooler as they go into shadow. They get more saturated, but they tend to get cooler.
Yeah, I
Um,
do remember that. Yeah.
so
That's why
knowing that,
they recede, right?
yeah. So
Yeah.
knowing that, you can do your shading instead of using straight black and white. If you use a blue, your colors will stay more saturated than if you use black.
Oy vey. I get some
Right.
tips and tricks I need to start learning. I
This
mean,
also goes with, let's say I was doing, pretend for a minute that this is like a human hand and not
yeah,
one of rodent.
yeah, yeah. Uh, okay.
Whoop. Why can I not see what I'm doing? Oh, because I'm on the wrong one. That's why. There. Eh, let's desaturate that. So I'd start with like a neutral, desaturated, relatively desaturated peachy orange.
Okay.
If I was going for somebody darker complected, I would still stay within the same range, just decrease the
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 brightness.
brightness of it and increase the saturation.
Okay.
And
Okay.
usually you would go a little bit warmer with it, so that way you
Okay.
have that. If you just
Oh
add
yeah.
white, that's how you get ashy looking skin. And yeah,
Oh dear.
exactly.
Skin is my worst thing to draw, and so I have an OC. That's my oldest OC. She is not supposed to be white, but um my friend, my other art friend, has told me like you paint her white, and I'm like what? And so I had to have her make a swatch for me because she knew what I was thinking. It was a wood elf,
Yep.
right? So, nice brown skin and beautiful and just that's how I always had her in my mind, and maybe that's how I saw her by the colors that I picked. Um, but yeah, I was completely off, and I like this right here.
Hmm.
It feels like that there's green in it.
A little bit. Um,
Really?
so every single color that you can make
Uh huh.
across the board is just made of three colors, and that is your red, your blue, and believe it or not, not yellow, but green.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Um,
RGB. Yeah.
yeah, RGB. Uh, all you're doing is mixing with the amounts of each color that are in that color at the same time. So whenever I'm mixing paints, Christmas
Mm-hmm.
colors for skin tones. Uh,
Huh.
you mix a Christmassy red and a Christmassy green, so like more on the yellowish side of green,
Hmm.
and
So you
that will
get a
typically get you a darkish brown that then you
yeah.
just add a little bit of white as needed um,
Okay.
to
Yeah, I
lighten
remember
it
that
or darken
from
it to what you
painting.
need.
Yeah, I did that
Yep.
in painting class. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Now, when it
Okay.
comes to this, if I want my skin tones to look really neat, I could, let's say I want to add like a cast shadow going on
Mm-hmm.
to my base skin tone. I want it to look a little less flat, but I've already got my shading done.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to overlay, I'm going to go to the cool side with it. So let's go stick towards a teal. And it's a relatively desaturated teal,
Okay.
not super duper saturated. I can always go more. And I'll set this one to, let's try overlay. It's a little saturated.
Oh, I just noticed you drew on it. Like
Yep.
it's so hard for me to see that. Oh
Let's
wow!
go a bit bluer. So,
Holy free holies!
so this, I would just go through and messily lay out where I want my shadows to be cast. So if I want that hand to be lit on the top, I know there's shadows here.
I wish you could see me sitting here slack jawed watching this. I'm just like, what the hell?
So like that is how you can get some really cool variation in the skin tones. And you can really play around with it. As I'm just using whatever my ambient light would be, that's what I'm picking for my this like desaturated color.
Oh.
So if it's like a night scene, this would be more
Yeah.
of like a bluish tone. I might pick something more on the bluey purple side.
Oh wow. That is
And
incredible how it just like magically just changes it,
and yet
like keeps it.
it doesn't necessarily look off. It just looks like my lighting scheme changed
Oh
because I'm
my
not
god!
because I'm
I'm
not
sorry.
changing. You're good.
This is exciting to me. Wow.
So yeah, you can change the feeling of it a lot. And then once from here, let me see if they
Hmm.
actually have a blend tool in this thing. I'm not sure if they do or not.
I don't think I do now.
That's lame.
Yeah.
Well, this would be where I would pick a color somewhere in the middle and try to blend it. I would usually use like a smudge tool or a blend tool.
Do you mean like yeah, along that? Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I know. I
Yeah.
usually try to do that, especially on hair.
Yes.
But
Oh yeah. And that would be closer to like, especially with hair, that would be the
mhm.
color that you want the most
Yeah.
saturated. Like if I was to have that the skin tone in, wow, I just cannot match that color at all. That's way too saturated. You get what I mean though.
Yeah,
Like
I totally get it.
you
Yeah.
have lines that need to be sharp and lines that need to be fuzzy, and it's really just deciding where those lines are going to start and fall.
Yeah. So one thing that I notice a lot is I wish I could use a airbrush type eraser here to show you, but like so it'll be like a block of color and then they fade that off, and I've been trying to do that lately. Um,
I have
let
a
me see if I
feeling that if I was to do that in this program, I
Oh
would
yeah,
actually have to. There's a hardness here that I can drop to 0.
we'd probably lose our minds and go crazy. And
A little bit.
um, let me see if this. I have another black and white one here. I'm gonna check to see if this is like. Is this one that I tried to do it on? Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and hide Kiki. and I'll show you this one here.
Hold on one sec.
Oh, I can't hide it. It's yours.
It is
You
mine. Waha!
OC, you stole it.
So here's another thing I can do with
Yeah.
something like this. I'm using a soft brush,
Mm-hmm.
really freaking huge, and with can even take the opacity down. So I'm just doing this in very light, airbrushy layers.
Yeah.
And I painted more than I wanted to.
Yeah.
Then go back in with the eraser, do exactly the same thing. Drop the opacity, drop the hardness. This one doesn't have to be as big. I am just adding in, like, oh, maybe I want some more definition to her arms. I would erase it in.
Oh, yes, attractive. Okay. Okay.
And that way I can still keep my initial color without having to really
Good
try and
grief.
match again. You can also, I would really recommend if you're doing additive subtractive that you learn
Mhm.
how to use layer masks because it's way less destructive. But I don't
Yeah.
know how to do that in here.
So in
I would paint in black and white
Photoshop,
on the layer mask. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Photoshop. So basically, what I'll do, and this is how I start a new picture, is I'll block out the color first, and so or I'll block out the gray, and then I'll add white to it, and then like subtract it with different shades of gray and everything like that, until it's just like what you're doing here. Um, Let me put this other
Can I
one
just
on
say that
here.
that hand looks really weird in flesh tones on a rodent?
Yeah,
It's a
they
little
really do.
creepy looking, especially those
Uh,
particular ones are a little on the
she's a
rotty.
little. Yeah, she's Roddy Tops. Holy shit. Yeah.
She's got that naked mole rat color going on right now.
Oh boy, that's a good insult to use against her.
Oh,
Poor Kiki. Let's see if I can get this here. I don't know if I can or not. Copy, paste. Will it let me paste? It might not because it's a huge thing. Paste file. Oh, there we go. That's how you import shit. Hell yeah. Strawberry.
you can
Okay.
have your drawing back by
There
the
you
way.
go. Oh, thank you. So this is the other one that I did, and I was thinking about. Let's make it huge. Right here on the beret.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was thinking of, like the hard color, and then it fades out like that
Mm-hmm.
to indicate the depth of it. Yeah. So that's what I was getting at.
Oh yeah.
We just got super distracted.
Oh, a million times. But that's all right. It helped me
That's
explain what the hell I was on before
Yeah,
about
you
when
were
we were
saying
trying.
that, and I was like, buh?
It's
Buh?
like, oh god, how do I explain this without going into like a semester worth of color theory here?
I know, right?
Okay, so first off, let's go back to elementary school and explain to you why why your art teacher taught you your colors drop.
Yep.
Uh,
And oh my gosh. So, um, pardon me. I really need to get to sleep tonight. So when I took painting. I took a whole semester of painting, and the teacher would not believe me that I was colorblind. Absolutely refused to believe me. And
which I feel
there's
like
this
you should know people, you know?
Yeah, no, believe me, I know. And then, so we had this one project where we had to make color wheels, and the additives and the subtractives and everything like that. Well, my color wheels were completely fucking off in different shades. Like I thought I had them, I didn't. And she's like marking me off for it. I was like, I'm colorblind. Like I can't tell what the hell that's supposed to be. It all looks like poop brown. Like I added black to it. It all looks like it's made out of black with little shades of poop in it. And I'm trying to explain this to her. It's like, you don't understand. This is like a genetic thing. This isn't I think I am. I says I know I am. Like I remember when I was a kid getting tested because I couldn't tell something was purple. purple and blue are like my nightmare hellscape colors,
Yeah.
and they all blend together. And so I remember that. And finally, at the very end of the semester, for the very last project, of course, before after getting all those grades, um, shit grades, she let me do something that I could pick any color that I wanted. So I got to mix two artist styles together. That was the assignment. You take two famous artists and mash them together. Doesn't matter who they were. So I got to use Matisse, pen Matisse.
Nice.
Yeah, so I could just like go ridiculous with the color. It was awesome. And I showed her. I was like, I know the values. I know like hue and the brightness and everything like that. I can do this. I just can't see the colors very well. And she finally relented, but it didn't matter because I already got the shit grade. So like whatever. But it was really pissing me off that she just like I was like, I can't see that's fart knocker
There
talking about.
was. I went to the very first college that I went to. Um, I had a class that was kind of like an intro to color theory with some other stuff added on top of it.
Yeah.
Um, and I almost failed out of it. Not because
Oh
I
no.
could do the. I couldn't do. It had nothing to do with the color. I could totally do the color and the mixing and everything. What I was struggling with hard was the neatness that she wanted because I don't
Yeah.
know what it is, but I am incapable of getting good clean lines with tape. I
Oh god.
I
Yeah.
finally gave up and just learned how to paint clean lines, honestly.
Mhm.
But she wanted us
I
to
can't
like
do that.
tape all them out and I'm like, every time I do, I either get it leaking underneath the tape or I rip the
Yeah.
paper. And then she would
It's like
grade us a
what you
full
would.
letter grade down per rip or
Oh
per
my
like
god.
leaky edge or whatnot. And a lot of them were like color scales. And at first it wasn't bad, it was just like gray scales and everything like that. But then they got into some annoyingly geometric type scales
Oh my god.
that like it would have been great if I hadn't been graded on my neatness. I would have kept that book and used it as a reference. But I had such evil hatreds about all of that project at the end that I wanted nothing to do with it and didn't keep it.
Oh my god.
And it's like
It's
I did a
it's
lot of value studies that way, and yeah, I should have.
it's strange how like one teacher can completely destroy your love for a subject.
There was that, and my drawing two teacher, who
Yeah.
was she was a very strict woman. She had been in a Russian art conservatory as a
Oh my
teacher for
god.
years, and had come to the states and had come to this private art school at the time. So, College for Creative
Oh
Studies
my
down in
god.
Detroit. And she had this very strict thing of you did not move on to the next phase of your drawing until you had good bones to your sketch, which is
Yeah.
good advice.
Yeah. Yeah.
But her way of doing this was to go around with a red sharpie, look over your shoulder, and if she saw that you moved onwards, she would make a big fat X across your work and make you start over. Wasn't
Yeah,
bad
I
on
did.
day one, was really bad on
Oh
day
my
four
god.
after you'd spend a good 20. I've never wanted to punch a teacher before or since, but
Oh my
yeah.
god. I heard horror stories like that. My drawing teacher,
Yeah, if you ever,
he went
if there's
to.
any art teachers out there, don't do that to your students.
Yeah,
Don't do
don't
it.
fucking do that. We'll destroy you, okay? And I really feel like he went to the Art Institute of Chicago, and it might have been the same teacher. Who knows? But anyways, it was at least in the '80s, so whatever. Um, so they would go around, and if they were doing ceramics, because I focused on ceramics for some stupid reason, but focused on ceramics. If your pot or whatever it was like off by a little bit of a way, they would take it and throw it on the floor, and they say do it again, over and over and over.
Yeah.
And but the thing is when you're a production potter, that's how it has to be. Like you can't fall in love with it
Yeah.
at all, or you're gonna screw yourself over when you get burnt.
Yeah.
So
And I was honestly
Um,
like, I wasn't against the message that she was trying to instill of like, no,
mhm.
you have to get this right, especially since this was not an intro class. It was a drawing 2 course for life drawing. Um, it was required at least sophomore, but it was still undergrad. And it's like, man, you're trying to make someone cry. Though she was not the worst teacher that I had. She was honestly a good teacher. She just was very strict. Um,
Yeah.
there was one teacher who actually did get, I think he got dismissed because he decided to
Wow.
also teach some. Yeah, tenure can't save you all the time. Um, there was a girl that came into class wearing a sweatshirt that had the band Tool on it. He
Oh
decided that it was
God.
appropriate to nickname her Tool Bitch for the rest of the semester.
What?
Yep. So that was a problem that got brought up, and then at the same time,
Oh my God.
so it was the middle of Detroit, in the middle of the
Yeah.
early thousands. Um, Detroit's always had a homeless problem,
Yeah.
um, and never had the money to really fix said problem.
Mm.
Detroit, but because of that, there were instances where people who were homeless would come into the labs, take stuff, and then just walk out. Which we were told, like, look, we have security and everything, but don't leave your bags unattended in the classrooms. Even if you think it's
Hmm.
safe, you never know.
It's
And
not
honestly,
safe. Yeah.
sometimes just the students are being assets and will steal shit. So, yeah. Um, well, somebody brought in a camera, an old vintage camera that his dad had,
Oh no.
and left it in the classroom, and said teacher thought it was funny to take that camera and hide it in the room and not tell him for like 2 hours as he slowly had a meltdown thinking that his dad's camera got stolen.
Oh my fucking God. What the fuck?
Right.
What is wrong with these people?
I don't know. I have no idea what that instructor thought that that would be okay. Um, but that is not the way to teach that particular lesson, especially when you drew it out that long. There was no need for that. At that point, you're just torturing somebody.
Yeah, I mean, I could maybe understand like 2 or 3 minutes, and they'd be like, "It's over here. See, this is what could happen if you leave
Yeah,
it for
I
too
could
long."
understand putting it behind the desk, and then when somebody'd
Yeah.
been like, "Oh my God, someone stole it," you'd be like, "Oh, well, it's right here, and you're
That's
welcome." Because
cruelty.
like that, I could understand, but just letting him marinate there for a couple hours was ridiculous.
That is cruelty. That's just straight up cruelty. Oh my God. Another thing, future art teachers out there, I don't think you should do that either. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, yeah, don't do
Just,
that.
it's just, oh my God, it's blowing my mind that somebody would do that for hours.
Yeah,
Why are people the way that they are sometimes?
there's this air around private art schools that because it's a private art school, that they have to beat you into submission or break you down to
Mhm.
build you up, sort of thing, and that if you can't take the punishment that you are somehow like weaker.
That
Like
was my ceramics teacher, yes.
I did end up like in tears over
Hmm.
uh instance in there from just bad feedback from a teacher. Uh that was just needlessly rough, you know.
Yeah, they
Um
don't have to go as hard as
I
they
had
go. I
great
mean,
teachers and great feedback from a lot of people, but oh man, all you need is one really bad teacher to just ruin your day.
hmm and that happened to me several times. And uh, God, that teacher that the painting teacher,
Hmm.
she managed to do that to me. Like, okay, so first thing, you know how like your schedules can go from like one side of the campus to the absolute other.
Hmm.
um I had that, and I had to take the bus to get from one side of the campus to the other and to get to that class, and I was always 5 minutes late, and she always marked me absent. And it's like, I have no I'm beholden to the schedule of the bus. I don't do this on purpose. I'm not trying to disrespect you. I'm trying to get here the best I can." And she always marked me absent. And, it's just like she would just constantly hound me over the colorblind thing. And just, it's like, why do you choose to be like this? That's a choice.
Right?
You have to choose to be a dickhole to somebody. And it's just, oh my God.
And like I've
And
had
my,
some really awesome teachers too that have like really built you up. So it's like it can be
mm-hmm.
done. It can totally be done. I have no idea why some just still stick to that whole mentality of like I need to hurt the people that I'm trying to teach.
Let let's go ahead and break them down so they get thick skin.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
no,
really
this
hate
the thick
that.
skin thing, you could fuck off with that. That's not a teaching method. That's being evil to people.
Yeah.
Oh God. I I had so my ceramics teacher, he wasn't outwardly a nasty person, and he wasn't, outwardly mean to me. However, he would do absolutely nothing to help me. In that, like, if I was struggling, he wouldn't. He's like, figure it out. Like, you do it. Just figure it out. And it's
Why? Why Discord? Hold that thought. Okay. We are back now. Wahaha. Yeah. Yep, I'm fine. Fine. Oh my, you've
Well,
been
I was
monkeying around.
just gonna tell you that I'm gonna
Hmm?
get off here just so I can have something to eat for dinner.
Yep. Hey, that's no
But
problem. That's no problem.
we'll go ahead and save this here. And if you want to keep going, you're welcome to. It's your stream. You do whatever you want.
No, actually,
Uh
normally we usually go till about 6:30.
oh,
So this is a good time.
there we go. Then you
So
did it.
yeah.
Well, thank you everybody for following us and watching us and being our special angels and snuggled people. I
Yes,
don't know what
all
I'm
of that.
talking about. You're amazing. You're just freaking amazing.
What do
So
we need to
thank
do
you.
as far as saving these? I have not saved one of these yet on
So
here.
I don't really know. You can export it as a PSD though.
Okay.
So you can also just do layer images, but I'm gonna do it as a PSD because I am beholden to Adobe's. It fucking sucks.
Honestly, like, it's not a horrible thing, I guess. Like, it is what it is. You know, it's fine.
Yeah, it's still stinky.
Though I suppose I should really stop working on it, huh?
Yeah, we'll work on it whenever. We can come back to it very quickly.
Oh, we will 100% come back to
Yeah,
it very quickly.
yeah.
Speaking of which, when are you free next? When can people
Uh,
expect us to work on this project more?
well, when's you? Well, I'll go on your schedule if you're doing it. Are you doing it Friday or Monday?
We do either one would work, honestly. Um,
Okay,
we could start doing this on Mondays and make that just like this is our Monday project.
that would be a good idea. That's fantastic.
That way people know exactly what they're getting into that day. So yeah.
Yep. Okay, that sounds like a plan. It's a winter in the middle of summer, or summer in the middle of winter, whatever. But yeah, it works.
Okay.
We'll do this.
Cut me off. We're gonna save here.
Okay. There we go. All right, everybody. Peace out. One love.
Yep. Likewise. See you guys or this upcoming Friday for our next stream, and
Yep.
we will be
And
raiding this week too.
oh my God,
Huzzah!
amazing. All right,
All right.
everybody have fun. Bye.
Later.